We are live in living color. Welcome to another fantastic episode of This Week in Reselling. We're having a little help with my friends. Here we'll discuss the highs and lows of reselling and dive into great conversation. We are positive that you're going to hear something that's going to help you become a better reseller. My name is Ray. I'm your host. And I'm joined by the three greatest co-hosts on the planet. We have none other than Brendan. Big Time Flips is in the building.
Yeah.
We have, I don't know, Joe's brother,
Ralph.
Jebediah?
Small. Small.
Jebediah? Oh, there he is with iPhone 10.
Here we go. Money talk.
What kind of money is that, Joe?
It's from like a weird Monopoly game from Winnipeg. So it's Canadian money. So I am rich. Look at
Why do
that.
you always have this weird fake money?
Weird fake money.
'Cause that's just what I have to do now, I guess. Because if
Okay.
I don't, Ray's going to kick me out. So I have to always bring different money.
You gotta have a
Right.
bit.
Well, I mean, we're about to be free agents next month anyway, so.
That's right. That's right.
The lawyers are working on the paperwork.
We'll discuss that for sure. And the third, but not the least, we have Kristen, the World Squirrels, in the building. And ladies and gentlemen, we are joined today by our guest, none other than Rocket City Resellers. Here we go. Amanda and Bob, aka Fiona Fines. Do we want to say that too?
Sure.
So
Sure. I mean, I just hit 1K, but I'll take more.
yeah, for sure. So Fiona Fines / Rocket City Resellers. We wanted to have them on the show because one of the things that they specialize in reselling on Whatnot, which is, if you don't know, is a live auction website or live auction app that you can bid. You do a lot of plush, a lot of toys, a lot of plush, a lot of what, little people?
Ooh,
Yeah,
the little
we
people.
basically sell Fisher Price little people and plush.
I think they're called dwarfs.
Oh,
I don't think you're right,
I
Brendan.
don't think they like that name anymore.
Not
I'm pretty
those
sure
little
it's
people, Brendan.
No.
Not those little people.
Yeah, misinformed.
They don't like the M word either.
Mm-mm.
I don't blame it. That one I can see.
You know what's fun? I have a friend. The other podcast that I do, his last name is Midget,
Oh,
and so he goes by Midget. Mike Midget is his name.
That's
Like
really
legit.
That's really his name.
Yes.
Wow.
There are names for Brendan too that we're not allowed to say either. So
At least I
This is his legal name. Michael Midget is his legal name. So,
Mm.
but we're not here to talk about Mike Midget.
the
We're
other
here to talk
podcast
about
you're on?
Amanda and Bob. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your journey on Whatnot. Are you guys part-time, full-time? Give us the rundown. Give us, like I like to say, the origin story. Toxic Avenger like Joe gets, into some toxic stuff and becomes, I'd flip that, the greatest reseller. Also, Joe, before we get it, do you want to make an announcement that something is coming back?
Yeah. We have a game show July 17th. Regular time, 8 p.m. Central.
Yes.
Do we know who the guests are?
I
featuring.
can't remember if we announced who the guests. Yes, we have Jack's Treasures. We have
Ooh.
Brian versus
Oh, that's gonna
Okay,
be
that's going to be a spicy one.
yeah.
That's going to be spicy, yeah.
You're gonna
And
have
those
to
are-
put like explicit, expletive, all that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So Tuesday, July 17th. Thursday, July 17th.
Thursday.
Thursday.
The 17th. So there you have it first. Exclusive by the time you hear this. So
Yeah.
sorry. Amanda, Bob. Take the floor.
Go ahead, you can.
What was the
Your-
question?
It's your fault why we're here.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
They're lost.
The
We already
Our-
talked about
our,
origins, so they're lost.
origin story started off, actually, we started reselling to mitigate some of the costs of foster parenting. For those that didn't know, that we're a licensed foster family. Don't have any kiddos right now, but that's kind of how we started. So
That's awesome.
so the state, they give you a stipend, obviously, for the children, but that doesn't often cover the things that a child in care needs, right? So we started reselling to help with things like karate and things of that nature. So if they want to try more than one sport, things like that. So that's kind of how we started reselling. We started in October of 2022. So
But how did you get the idea that we should do this?
I think I was doom
You can
scrolling.
butt in, Amanda. Get in there.
Yeah.
Give us a little something.
It's gonna happen.
I thought it was doom scrolling at first, and I remember watching a Gary Vee video. So cliche, right? I think a lot of people during COVID were like just, maybe just in their fields
With his coffee mugs for 50 cents at a yard.
Yeah, the mug life.
Mug life.
Yeah.
Hashtag mug life,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So watched the Gary Vee video. I'm like, wow. And then I started doing some research and fell into like this hole.
Yeah.
Saw some content from Rebel the reseller who was at the national
Love
meetup.
Rebel.
Love Rebel. Saw her business model.
She loves little people too.
Yeah.
So the love
The
of little
toys,
started.
Brendan.
Totally. Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah. Fisher Price, little people. Yeah.
We don't sell actual little people. Sorry,
I was
Brandon.
that's pretty sure that's human trafficking. You can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is human trafficking.
I don't think that would be good with being foster parents too. Like,
Yeah, probably.
No.
God.
Yeah, so that's kind of like how we started, and then after 17 years of service to Target, Amanda unfortunately lost her position during COVID.
which is completely fine. It's completely fine. It opened up doors for this. So,
Yeah.
like sometimes God just keeps knocking and closes it for you. And like, hey, like pay attention. So it really was a blessing in disguise. And I sell Target stuff now too. So
The irony.
There you
yeah,
go.
for sure. So
Yeah, so fast forward to now, it just blew up from there.
yeah.
We started selling. She went full time. We started reselling, and last year I think we did about 6 figures. So we scaled
Selling
from
plush and little people.
Yeah.
plush. Yeah.
We did pick up toys in the beginning, the loose toys, but we don't have enough knowledge about it. And for those of you who may or may not do claim shows, for us is not the best experience doing toys, like loose toys, because it's just a lot to keep up with. So for those of you that do that, kudos to you.
Could you describe what a claim show is for the people that don't know what
Yeah,
it is?
No.
So doing a claim show, like some people, we would just put stuff out on the table and people would just randomly say, I want that. How much is that? And then you would start bundles. So me showing the stuff and Bob trying to keep track of who's claiming what, like it got to be a lot. So then I was just like, you want this whole bag for this? And he was like, what are you doing? But so we basically got out of that and just focused on little people back in the summer of last year. I love Fisher Price little people. I've always had them, and we do really well with them. And now that we have a following for them, like it's crazy how much people pay.
How do you sell the little people? Is it still like claim? Like I want a farmer, I want a construction worker.
We completely changed the format on that. So basically what we do is we have $2 starts and $3 starts, and then anything else is higher runs separately. So we put all of the $2 starts in front of you on the stairs that we have, like a display, and we run it and bid. Whoever wins the bid gets to pick whatever it's buyer's choice.
Gotcha. Buyer's choice.
Cool, because the stairs look like those spice racks that you get to put in your cabinets, so it's layered.
Yeah, he made them out of
smart.
He made them out of priority boxes.
Yeah, so the engineer heart of mine. So for those that don't know, I'm an engineer full time. So I do that, but I do this part time in help of Amanda. But I created a few, box tiered type of approach, tiered approach for that. So it helps with plush, and it also helps with and using the resources that you have, right? Because the whole point of this is to do stuff in a lower cost when you first start.
Right.
So that's a tip, right? So you don't need to have a lot of money to get started. You need to have an iPhone, the will to want to do it, right?
Sorry, Ken.
And just do your research
and like what you're selling. If you don't like it or you don't love it, it's not. I personally don't feel it's going to work. So when we first started, Bob wanted to do plush and toys. That's where his heart was. And I was like, well, if you're going to do that, I'm going to do Vera Bradley because I love Vera Bradley.
Yeah.
So I was doing well with Vera Bradley. I sell on Posh Macari and eBay.
Still?
Yes, but this took over. So I have yet to, I will probably sell a purse. I just sold one. I probably sell a couple purses a month versus I used to sell a lot more because I'm not keeping up with the algorithm and
Yeah.
refreshing because
Yeah.
I just don't have the time because this is doing so much better, which I can't. If you had told me a few years ago that we would be doing what we're doing, I'd be like, yeah, okay. But the
I
great
think
thing
all of us
about
think that.
right, but the great thing about toys and plush is the emotion you're selling, the feeling you're selling, the what I used to have, what I want to have.
Yeah.
You know, so when we sell toys and plush, we're selling a memory. You know, so I think that's why
And
we love
nostalgia.
it so much. We've had so many people reach out and say they had this when they were a child, or stuff like that. And do you have it? Can I get it? Can you ship it overnight? Like that happens a lot. We had somebody drive 5.5 hours from Georgia just to get a TY Nemo to have for Thanksgiving because their child was on the spectrum, and if they didn't have it, it was going to be a disruption for them as well as the whole family. And they
Oh.
needed that secure, and he turned and burned and went right back home.
Wow.
He drove all the way
That's
here.
rockstar dad status right
Yeah.
there, right? So
Yeah.
He knew it. Yeah.
having someone show up like that for you is important.
Yeah. That's just one example.
Well, I wanted to back up a little bit from, Bob doom scrolling, looking at Gary V to actually, I don't know, having a conversation with you, Amanda, after you lost your job. Did you know, did the reselling start before you lost your job? Did you know, clearly you knew about it, but what really got
was
you
it
to say,
like?
this is what I'm going to do. This is, let's do it and let's try it. Or was the train already going at that time, or what? Because eBay can be super intimidating by someone that doesn't know what they're doing, and then even further going into Whatnot, which is a whole nother can of worms.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
How that happened.
Okay.
So how we started, we actually didn't start on eBay. We started on Mercari.
Yeah.
Mercari. Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's one of those entry level type of platforms where it doesn't take a whole lot of effort to get your item up and listed and
Right.
in the know.
And for me, the apps for Poshmark and Mercari are very user friendly. Like I can do technical stuff, but it can be intimidating. And for someone who, if you can turn on your iPhone and you can send a text message, then you can list on Mercari and Poshmark because it's very easy. Whereas eBay, there's a lot more going on. But I think maybe a better answer your question is Bob did all the research, and then he, lack of better word, brought a spreadsheet and said, here, this is what we're going to do. This is what a virtual spreadsheet. This is what we're going to do. This is what I think is going to work. Because the whole goal, moving down here to Alabama, was eventually for me to be a stay-at-home parent.
Mhm.
And foster care just became a natural progression of that, because being a foster parent, I feel it's important to try to be at home as much as you can be, if you can. It's not a requirement, but I just felt like if I'm going to bring kids into our home who have, situations that they need to be out of, I think being at home is the best way to do that. Especially
Agreed.
if we were taking young kids into the teens. We
Mhm.
could have had kids in our home that were school age, but necessarily weren't ready for school or, whatever. So just to have the flexibility, I think that was the goal, was to eventually be a stay-at-home mom.
So how many kids have you been privileged to foster?
So we've had a sibling set of 5 and 6 or 5 and 4, 4 and 6,
4 and 5, I think.
Yep. We've had a sibling set of 3 of 7. We've had teens, and it's been interesting for sure.
I think teens are probably, you would think they would be the easier, because they're older and they may know better, or at least can function in a way that's, don't
You probably have
holding
more
when you're crossing the
baggage.
street. Yeah, it
Yeah,
comes with
there's a lot of trauma.
A lot of trauma there.
And once you get to a certain age, your mind's already made up of how world is, right? Or
Yeah.
where it is. And it's really hard to backpedal and try to reframe that and give you a different perspective.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Yeah. So
Any little bitty babies?
no, we probably should have done that, but no. My good friend Sabrina, I talk about her a lot during Whatnot at times. She's the one that actually I met along this journey, and she has fostered over 100 kids, and she's
Wow.
adopted 2
Oh my
siblings
God.
that, yeah. So
Kudos to you guys.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
it has its moments where it's been challenging, but we also learned a lot about ourselves and unlocked a lot of things about our past that maybe we need to forgive,
Mhm.
you know, and give grace for, because
Mhm.
it really humbles you.
I'm sure.
You know,
Wow. That's
Yeah.
impressive.
gives you a different perspective for sure.
So then you started selling the plush and the toys on Whatnot to cover the cost for that. So how did the transition to Whatnot happen?
Yeah, from Macari Poshmark to
Yeah.
So the natural transition was Macari to Poshmark. And then I found out about a cross listing app called Vendu. And I started using Vendu, and I was scared at first. We had an eBay store. We only had 250 listings, you know, typical story. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to pull the pin and buy a store, because my goal was to scale and scale fast. And it's not your natural course, but when I do something, I do it with my whole heart. So,
Well, and mind you, this is how everything is done.
yeah, this is how
A lot of
this
the
is how I live
times-
my life.
So you know how it's usually the wife or you know, hey, so I did something. Don't be mad.
I did a
That's
thing.
That's
that's
Bob.
how it works. Yes. Like I don't have time to like get on board. Like I need to
Ask
be
for
like
forgiveness.
knuckled in and let's go.
Yeah. Learn and go. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to buy one of those flagship stores or whatever. I'm just going to put some faith in it, right? Put some faith in God that is going to grow to a point where it's going to meet our need, right? So I did the Vendu thing. I did the eBay store, and I just was cross-listing everything. We were just listing like crazy.
And at this time we were listing separately. Like I was doing all of his photos, all of my photos, you know, with the white background light box.
Yeah.
You know, when you
Yeah.
first start, you think that that's great. And you know, so for
Okay.
those of you watching who want to, don't waste your money. It doesn't matter. But so I was doing Vera and doing his photos, and we were listing separately at this time. And it just, then when he opened the eBay store, I took all of my purses off, didn't I? I took all my purses off eBay and gave him my store. And we put all of the plush and toys on there. So it's for me. And we took all the Vera off and left it just on Poshmark and Macari.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that Christmas, let's just say it was a wild ride. We started in October, remember? And then that November, December, the wheels just fell off. I mean, it was going so fast.
And it wasn't just one specific platform, because we sell on Etsy as well.
Because you
So-
were selling a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, volume.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, they say volume negates luck. So our business model is the Dollar General model, right? Where we have buy subterranean and sell low is our business model.
And still
So-
making a profit.
and still making a profit,
Uh-huh.
right? You're
Yeah.
paying
Subterranean, that's crazy.
Or 15 to 20. So
Wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all on eBay at this point.
I mean, we are still to this day selling all of them, right? We've
Okay.
even
Yeah.
included Depop. We just recently started on Depop. So because I can't not have a chance to put something in front of another person, right?
That's true.
Well,
That's
and
good
if you've
business
got the cross-posting platform that allows you to go to
Why
all
not?
those
Why
places,
not?
why not?
Yeah. Shout out to
I'm always
Vendu.
like, please don't add one more thing. But he's like, it's already there. And I'm like, okay.
When you really think
Already
about
there.
it, if you get one sale a week on Depop, let's say that's kind of what we're trending right now. It's not the best platform for us, but you know, it's an opportunity, right?
Right.
So how much does that change your overall workflow and your system of systems, which is what we based our business on? I took a page from Lego, right? They have a system of systems in place
Mhm.
for not only their product, but also their business, right? So I think it's important to have a system of systems when you start doing this, right? Have a process, know what you're selling,
Do
have
your
a passion, do your
research.
research, all the things.
Yeah.
We all get the same 24/7, right? It's about that grit and determination that makes you successful.
Yeah.
You work hard towards those goals.
The only thing that we know is gas pedal. Like there's no breaks in between because
We're
No
drifters.
gas, no brakes.
We're drifters. We're just kind of like
well,
turn the
and,
wheel, but we're gas pedaling.
and we were selling on all the platforms except for Whatnot. Whatnot was introduced by Bob because, you know, he always likes to, you know, do something different. And
Yeah, tell us about it, Bob.
we started in our first show was January 13th of last year. And we kept
Oh, that's your
scheduling-
birthday.
Oh,
That's your
look
birthday,
at that. So he was like talking to me about it. I'm like, Bob, I don't want to be on camera. I'm very self-conscious. I'm like, I don't want to be on camera. He's like, you don't have to be. So we would watch shows. We would watch Plush People, which is how we met Ryan and Christine, Gulf Coast Pickers.
Shout out to them.
Love them. And what I really love about Whatnot is the community and the people that we've been able to form relationships with. So that's one thing I will say about Whatnot. That's really great. The tangible experience that you get, you know, and the repeat people that come back and then use that, you know, generate relationships, obviously.
Mhm.
But he came home. I came home one day and he was like, so I think we need to do this.
So for me, I think what it was is, if you guys remember the old Blockbuster days where Blockbuster and Netflix, Blockbuster didn't or wouldn't allow themselves to see the writing on the wall. Netflix was like, I know that it's going to be an on-demand service, right? I know that it's going to happen. Same thing with Whatnot. It's going to be a social media sales. The iteration of reselling, in my opinion, is going to be social media sales. That's the way forward. You know, you're already seeing it. eBay has tests.
People want that instant gratification.
And I think people want that back and forth, the relationship. The more we grow as a society, the further apart we are becoming. So I think what that does is in social media sales is kind of creates a community, creates interactions. Even if you are bidding against a friend or someone that you know, or it's that where people are lacking. So that's what brings buyers into it.
Well, and it's exciting too if something bids up really high. I mean, I know, like using the beaver as an example. I mean, that's different a little bit because we all
Could you tell us about the beaver? Because there's some people that don't know about the beaver.
Yeah,
I know we talked about it a little bit before, but tell us a little bit about the beaver. The beaver. Yeah, I keep saying beaver. Sorry.
That's for the after dark.
I know.
So the whole point of the beaver goes back to Jack's Treasures, because there was a show they were doing and Tracy was holding a Bucky's beaver, and Brian was saying, is Brian right? Yeah. He was saying,
Mr. Jack.
I always want to call him, but he was saying, hey guys, why don't you bid on Tracy's beaver? You know, and that's just where it started. And when we were talking about going back to the Nashville meetup this year, I said, wouldn't it be great if we brought something that people could sign and we could auction off and we could donate the proceeds to charity? And I didn't even ask Ray. I just brought it hoping that people would be like, hey, let's do this. Cause I didn't see anything last year with anybody doing that. So I said, you know, why not? Nothing gained, nothing lost. Right. So, we got a lot of resellers, and, YouTubers and podcasters that were at the Nashville meetup, this past April to sign it. And then we auctioned it off in, a Whatnot live show. So
that was awesome.
And then the money went towards the fostering, like the company.
The Alabama Foster and Adoptive Parent Association.
Yes.
It's a lot to say.
Yes,
but
it's a FAPA. Yeah. And basically they provide resources for kids in foster care families who foster, and also they do support biological kids within the foster community as well, because there's kinship care as well. So so when we finally went live on Whatnot, it was hard in the beginning because you're trying to like gain that momentum. And then I feel like instantaneously, like without,
I think at first that we struggled just like everybody does. But shout out again to Ryan and Christine at Gulf Coast Pickers. He actually was my kind of mentor through it, because I wanted to quit. I wanted to give up. I hit that wall, like I think we all do in that platform. Yeah. Where you're just like,
it's very discouraging.
What am I doing with my time? Yeah. Where's my return on investment? You start thinking of it like that.
In there.
And you need to put that guy in a box and lock him away.
Well,
don't listen to that person.
Well, then you also question, is the stuff I'm picking up worth it? Because people aren't buying it. So I think it's really smart that you go to the bins and, do live from the bins, because now you're not purchasing anything that someone didn't, I mean, unfortunately, only recently did Nashville say that we could start filming.
Well, thanks to Ray getting it done.
So, I mean, that was not an option for us before. Yeah. So, I mean, we've got over 10,000 plush and growing here. So,
right now our eBay store is about 7,500 listings. The goal is
just plush, just toys, not any more purses at all. Wow.
Okay.
See, I only have like 250 in my store. Boys, what do you guys have in your stores?
I have like 91.
925.
Ooh. Okay.
Brendan?
I have like 91, legit. I have under 100 right now.
So now
Oh,
remember,
Dude,
Brendan, are you even a reseller?
right?
Bro, you resell.
Yeah. Is it hard to source from prison? That's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. No, I ended up just selling it like on Etsy or like
Oh,
something like that. So it's just like I sell it. It's just not on eBay.
Yeah, the thing about plush is it's long tail, meaning that it takes a while for it to sell through. The
Mhm.
sell through rate's not the greatest on some items. You got to remember you're chasing nostalgia, you're chasing someone's childhood memories, you're chasing all those things, right? So that takes time to sell through. Now there are hot items that sell.
Yeah, we've had a few good
You
sales.
can't even keep it a day in your store before
Right.
it sells. So there are things like that, but for the majority, it's a long tail. So having more listings gives you more opportunity to have more sales. So
Well,
that's the idea.
that, and we source so low,
Mm,
so our profit margin is much bigger.
yeah. So
we could
speaking
easily
of-
do 3,000%.
Oh, that's very good for you.
Yeah.
But speaking of chasing the hot thing, personally noticed, like Beanie Babies were the hot thing for a minute, but and then it was Squishmallows for a while, and then Build-A-Bear still some.
Mhm.
Jellycats, pretty good, falling off a little bit. And then those Labubu's. Oh my gosh, Joe, do you want to talk about that? I would love to find one of those.
Everybody's on those right now.
Have you seen the fake ones?
Yes.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
how Fububu.
Oh, yeah, that's a fake one.
No, this is a Disney one.
Oh, is it?
Mhm.
Oh, let me.
I don't know. I guess I don't get the appeal. I don't get it.
Yours are outfitted very well, and they've got protective covers like it's a beanie.
Where'd you get those?
Whatnot, I think.
Oh.
I don't, they're not mine.
Yeah.
And then you can get clothes for them on Amazon. And
Those are like the modern day new emos.
Mhm.
What's a new emo?
It's
Yeah.
Disney. I don't have one in front of me, but they're like this big, and they're kind of hard, but they are plush, and you can get outfits for them.
Huh.
Very-
Oh, didn't they discontinue those
They
recently?
just get they so some Disney stores still have them, but when we went to Disney, they don't have the clothes anymore. They don't have. I think they're only available on the Disney store, the .com. I think
Okay.
something like
Yeah.
that.
I didn't know what those were, and I picked up two in the middle of a plush show that were Jack and Sally. What's the name of that movie?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Right. They were characters in that wasn't Jack and Sally. It was two other characters that were in it.
Yep.
And I didn't know. I'm $2 starts. Everything at
Yep.
the bins is $2 start for me. And I guess later they told me, they messaged me separate and they were like, thank you. Those are $64 each. I was like, congratulations, you got them for $2.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we've
No,
done
whatever.
that before.
Yeah.
We've
I don't care.
Yeah, same.
So do you guys sell live at the bins or just you
No.
buy the stuff at the bins and then
Yeah, because we
Film
weren't
together.
allowed to film in Nashville.
Yeah,
well, I don't know if you are still or not. I know that you should be able to, I would think.
Well,
I don't
Ray
understand
made
that.
it so that we could for our meetup, but hopefully you can still go. I have filmed there and they've never given me trouble
Yeah.
about it. So I don't know.
I went to the other one, not the Berry Hill one, but the other one, and they didn't say.
Apple.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
didn't say-
no, they're chill on that one. They're chill.
That one is a lot less busy than the other one too.
Isn't that where I saw you guys there?
Yeah.
Didn't I see? Yeah,
That's
what
where I
thought.
found the jelly cat.
Okay, yeah.
We're up there for the meetup.
So
I wanted to back up a little bit. I know, Bob, that you mentioned that you said you hit a wall when you started selling on Whatnot. You're like,
Yeah.
what got you to the point to where you're like, what am I doing with my time? Because there's some people that are listening right now that are thinking the same thing. And what changed? Like, what was it that, you figured out or changed the way that you were selling to finally be like, okay, this is working. I'm not wasting my time. I'm not frustrated. This is actually going to be a good thing. Because clearly you're a numbers analytics kind of guy. So,
Oh yeah.
Time and all that, you're thinking, well, this is not worth my time.
Right.
So what was that switch?
Yeah, so like I mentioned before, Ryan from Gulf Coast Pickers has been my mentor through Whatnot. And he actually shared a stream that y'all did with Jen's Multiverse and Philly Flipper, where Jen was talking about resetting your mindset regarding Whatnot and what Whatnot can do for you if you were to take it to like the wholesale type of mentality and bring in the good stuff instead of just the stuff that you just kind of want to dump through or chew through that inventory. So having that mindset reminded me that everything has to be on eBay. We have such a volume that affords us the opportunity to do both. So that was kind of what shifted my mindset. So maybe Ray can link the podcast for that
for
one,
sure.
For Jen and Philly Flipper. More so Jen. Sorry, Philly. Love you, but it was mostly Jen.
It's really about Jen, not Paul.
Promotion.
The other part of that too was I said, when he would get discouraged and stuff, I'm like, well, we've already started this now and we've got all this stuff because we also sourced more to bring to Whatnot because he was thinking like,
I'll be ready to source.
Like, so like I'm looking, like you can't see it, but I'm looking at 30 baskets on the other side of this desk. That's all Disney, right? And
she says laundry baskets.
Yeah, laundry
3 foot
baskets.
tall laundry baskets.
Yes. And so I'm looking at a Wally Squishmallow right now. It's hard to let that go on Whatnot for $5 when you can sell it on eBay for 35 plus just by itself. So like that's the other thing that we had to work through. Not so much me, more so Bob, like because he wants the return on the investment as much as he can get to make it worth it, right? Where I'm just like the cost that we bought it at, if it makes somebody happy, what does that matter? So that was part of it too, was making
because
sure
he's
that
got the emotional attachment to it,
right
too.
Right.
Yeah.
So it was trying to find the balance in the mix of bringing good stuff and the less quality stuff, because people will still buy the less quality stuff. I'm talking like name brand versus not, you know what I mean? Like a Squishmallow versus a Walmart plush kind of thing.
Yeah, except
the
there's
cold
somebody
scares.
out there that collects
Right.
all bunnies, and
Which-
there's somebody that wants all cows, and then
Right.
there's somebody that only wants Boyd's Bears. That's it. And
Right.
So there's
And-
you can do all of it.
Right. And Cold Scares does really well for us too, by the way.
Yeah, I had no idea that would. I
Storybook
passed
Plush
on them.
is
I wouldn't
great.
even show them for a while because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's Cold Scares. No,
Yeah.
people love that.
Really?
Yeah.
They
Because of the characters.
Yeah, because because there's a storybook that goes with it. Like usually they're storybook characters.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, the whole reading buddy thing, like holding something while you're being read to kind of thing,
Yep.
So,
So
but
just on Whatnot, because I remember I had a couple Coles Cares on eBay, and it took me forever to sell those things.
Yeah.
We sell them everywhere.
we sell them all the time.
But
Wow.
you got to remember too that we're niche down. I don't know if that's the algorithm
Right.
being the algorithm. They're going to say, okay, this person has 10,000 listings of plush and they're looking for a Coles Cares and they're promoted at this rate. Go look at this person's listing as opposed to maybe you sell mostly consumer electronics or whatever it is that you're selling. Maybe that's a little bit because at the end of the day, I'm a software engineer, so I kind of think like one when it comes to that kind of stuff because it lends me a knowledge of data, the data science and the engineering part of it, where I can kind of think like the algorithm thinks or what I would do in that situation. So I think it helps me understand that. Why wouldn't it sell for me where it would sell for you type
Right.
of approach. Like if I try to sell a VCR right now where Brandon has maybe 6 listed in his store, they're likely going to push it to Brandon, right?
Yeah.
So
And that happened too on Whatnot. So I tried to bring my Vera Bradley to Rocket City Resellers when we had been known for plush and toys, and people came in and were like, "What is this?"
yeah.
What is this?
So
What is this
so I
nonsense?
think if you're going to sell on Whatnot, if you want to stick with just one thing, that's great. But if you eventually want to branch into something else, I think you should start off as like a garage seller, because a garage sale has everything, right? It doesn't just push you into a category. So that was the other reason why we did Fiona's Finds. I was just a buyer, and then I decided I wanted to be a seller because I want to sell all the other stuff that we have that is not plush and toys, even though I've done it to get to the 1K. But like we have cookie jars and cups and all kinds of other stuff, hats.
I have so many hats.
We have so many, that we need to sell.
What kind of hats does this have?
There's snapbacks.
I have a lot of what's it, 99.50 or whatever sports
Oh,
hats.
okay. So they're
Yeah,
doing
all
that.
kinds of
That's-
stuff like that.
So like
Okay.
if we,
Vintage trucker
Brendan
hats,
perks up. What hats you say?
vintage hats, all kinds
I've-
of stuff.
I have too many already. I don't need any more. But
so
Those paperboy hats, all kinds of stuff.
yeah.
Mm.
So if we were to bring those to Rocket City, they'd be like, "What's going on?" Because we are known as plush toys. So
It's okay to niche down, but just remember when you do that, it
put you in a
kind
box a
of
little
puts
bit.
you in a box a little bit. So if you want to stay open at first, make sure you start having that conversation
Well,
with
that's a
yourself
nice
early.
one.
So it takes a lot to rebrand. It doesn't take a lot to brand, if that makes
Mhm.
sense. So
So
When you guys are listing your stuff on eBay, are you like promoting it like at a like 10%, like for your plush? I mean, or
Yeah,
are
so-
you like lower? Are you promoting it high so people really will see it right away?
yeah, so it's a very saturated market on eBay for toys and plush. So you have to, in my opinion, have to be high. I do dynamic and I let eBay, I call it half bay, but our cost of goods, you got to remember our cost of goods is so low that even at half, we're making tremendous amounts of return on investment.
Yeah.
So it just makes sense for our particular model. Again, the Dollar General model, if you want to call it that, or whatever you want to call it. It kind of just makes sense. So I would say find a number that is comfortable.
But he does also run sales too,
I do.
like for stuff that's been sitting there stagnant for a while, that's not moving, not getting traction.
And shout out to Nifty really quick. We switched from Vendu to Nifty, and it's starting to
So much better.
using artificial intelligence.
Nifty AI.
Again,
to
I'm a data
process.
scientist. That's what I do for a living: machine learning and artificial intelligence. So it's important to grab onto that technology now, know it, understand it, use it for your reselling.
Yeah.
Um,
For us,
Yeah.
the experience with Vendu, it wasn't doing auto detect of the sales. So there was
Yeah.
several times where it would sell on a platform and it was supposed to delist, but because eBay renews its listing every 30 days, it wasn't always getting the sales detection. And we were naive thinking that it was working and it wasn't. So there was a few times we've sold things twice because it sold on Poshmark and now it's selling on eBay, but we don't have it anymore to sell it on eBay. You know, that's another thing too. When you're sourcing, even though you have this banana plush and you see it again, buy it again because you never know. Like it's sold, it's gonna sell again. Like in
Yeah.
that situation where I know where you got that. In that situation where it could happen where oops, you know. So
Yeah.
it's okay to have more than one of the same thing also.
did I get this from you?
Yes, you did during our live. So the way Nifty works, which Bob's explained, because I haven't listed on Nifty yet. I just started listing on Vendu and cross listing, and because I used to list on Macari and then go into Vendu and cross list instead of just listing straight from Vendu, because you can do that.
Yeah,
And I
do
refused.
that
And I
too.
refused. And then I learned, and I was like, why didn't I just do this from the beginning? Because it's so much like easier. But the great thing about Nifty is it goes into the eBay listing before the 30 days and renews it for you. So it already has the URL detection. So you're not going to get screwed on the back end of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's going to detect it because it knows it because it did it itself.
It creates a new listing too. It doesn't
Yeah.
just renew your listing; it delists and recreates it. So it gets those eyes and the algorithm back on the
Yeah.
product as it being new.
What does that cost?
Nifty? Our plan, we have the 2000 one right now because again we have 10,000 to try
To
to
cross over.
cross over.
Yeah.
But I want to say somewhere around 89, maybe. Don't quote me. Go do your
Okay.
research.
For the month.
Nifty. Okay,
Yep.
Nifty.ai.
Nifty.ai.
Yeah.
Sorry.
gotcha.
Pete, follow him on Instagram, and he talks about it all the time. He says,
Really? This is the first time I've heard of it. So
Yeah. I will tell you, the sales section has been amazing. The delisting of the other platforms, it's working. It's doing what it's supposed to. We've, checks and balances, and it's not there. Even going to the actual Macari and putting in the search for the actual listing, the way it's listed, it's not coming up. It's gone.
You know what I would be
Also-
curious to know about that on any of those, especially with that one, because if it's detecting the eBay renewing it, if when that's happening, you don't have as many that fall off of eBay. You know how you always have that one or two
Oh,
over
yeah.
the of the year that you're like,
Yep.
why isn't this listed anymore? It's still in my inventory. I
Yeah.
think that's what's happening is it just it slips through the cracks and doesn't get relisted or something whenever it renews. I wonder if you're using a service like that, if the fall off rate doesn't happen.
Well, we could tell you that in a couple months because last year this time we had Vendu and we took everything off our eBay store and did inventory.
7,000 listings we brought down.
Yep, to nothing.
And we relisted everything within 2 weeks, I think.
Yep.
Back. So just
And-
imagine what that work effort was like.
And we had at least 12 laundry baskets of stuff that was not even in there.
So
But
Wow.
it was at one
Figure-
point.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, about maybe 50, about 350 listings that just fell off, like Kristen.
Please
Don't know
report
where they
back
went.
and let me know because
So
the
you're-
fall-off
you're-
rate is awful.
Yeah. So you're going to do the same thing. You're going to take inventory of the items here and soon.
Well, that and so since everything went into Nifty, though I will say the one thing about Nifty though, sometimes it duplicates your listing, and I don't think that's necessarily Nifty's fault. I also think that's an issue with Vendu thinking that it was there and it wasn't. So I retook photographs and I redid the listing and it didn't word the way that it was worded previously. So that could be part of it as well. Thinking we had it versus we didn't because when you search in Vendu, if you don't put it will capture the words, but not necessarily all of it. You know what I'm saying? When you do a search for your items.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I would say that Nifty is a great tool. There are still some issues with it. From again, software engineering point of view, when you're doing an ampersand or anything like that,
right.
you can't find your listing.
Ampersand.
But if you drop the ampersand out of it, which you shouldn't be using ampersands in your listings anyway, use the word and. You get a better keyword search through eBay. Just little side tip for you.
But the other thing with that too is so the process that we do to do our listings is I wash all of our plush, wash and sanitize it, whether I'm selling a whatnot or selling on a platform, eBay, whatever. It gets photographed, like it gets sorted, like character, baby, Disney, and holiday. I take photos. Once I take those photos, then they get listed. So right now we're in the process. Before 2 weeks ago, I did like 30 baskets of plush. Took all the photos. Bob's been listing. As we've been putting those listings into bin locations that we have, we are auditing, making sure everything that's in that bin is actually listed. It's not double listed. It's in there. So it'll take some of the bite and burn out of when we go ahead and do our inventory. Because right now we have 310 105-gallon totes of plush.
Wow.
And they
That's
are
crazy.
located. They do have a location in the SKU. But now when we list on Nifty, we have to make sure that it's all molding the right way.
Hmm.
So make sure you have a lot of room if you want to use this model in
And-
storage. It does work, but you need to have a lot of space for storage.
And for some people, Vendu is a great cross lister too. But for us having as many listings as we have, we just feel like this has been better for us.
Well, everybody's got to find the
Right.
stuff
What
that
works for them,
I mean,
for
list
sure.
perfectly. Whatever
Right.
it is, they can do what they
And
like.
you don't have to spend. You can spend as little or as much as you want based on how small or how big you want to be.
You hear it all the time. Start with the stuff that's in your home.
Yeah.
Sell the things that you don't need just to get a feel for it. If it's for you, work through the shipping part of that because a lot of people are intimidated by shipping.
Yep.
And really shouldn't be. It's not too hard to figure out. Watch yourself a YouTube channel and figure that stuff out. Even if you have to make a box, that's not even that hard.
Watch Ray's on shipping.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's a lot of what deters people from selling online a lot of times.
Is not understanding the shipping.
Yeah, not understanding
That's the number one question I get asked on like a whatnot video, on YouTube. What about the shipping? What about the shipping? What about the shipping? What about the shipping?
I don't know why shipping is so scary.
It's so
Well, I will
scary for
say-
people.
I will say for me, I never understood flat rate and priority. And then one day Bob was like, look at your label. If it's a P, it's priority. If it's G, I'm like, oh.
Ground. Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, so now if he's unable to help me ship the stuff that goes in boxes, I'm like, oh, that makes much more sense now. He's like, use these because we don't pay for these because a lot of people don't know that you can get party boxes free off of USPS.
Yeah.
Have
Unless you
delivered
find them
to
at
your
the thrift store, and then they're always a bargain.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
right. Who does though? Is it who is it? Someone I've watched those too, and I'm just like, that isn't that illegal? Like they
It's like
can't do
Bearded
that,
Thrift
right?
King or somebody.
Yeah, they always do
They're
it.
free.
You always see them.
Man,
But last question before we get out of here, and we'll start the other show, which I got way more questions to ask you. But for the people that are, you guys hit a wall, of course, on the whatnot, and you finally started rocking and rolling. The people that are in that space right now, what are some good tips that you can give them to just kind of help them along? Like encourage them.
Gratitude.
Yeah.
Gratitude. Instead of saying I have to, say I get to.
Yeah.
I get to do X today.
Well, and I
So.
think the other thing too, like for us, and I know we've mentioned it quite a bit, Gulf Coast Pickers, they were nice enough to add us to their raid train. Get into raid train, see what you can do, because then that gives you an opportunity to get more followers, get more buyers that you hadn't had before. Like Kristen comes into our show. She's got a lot of followers, right? Oh, Kristen's on Whatnot. Who is she watching? Now you're going to come into our show. Maybe we have something. Same thing for Ray. Like, I really feel like you got to want it more than you don't.
Yeah.
And watching other people and seeing where they were versus where they've come, it is possible. It is. It's not easy, and you can get there.
And find a mentor.
Yeah.
Reach out to somebody.
Ask questions.
You never know. If they likely will say yes. People just want to be listened to.
We are not gatekeepers. We still learn every day. We've made financial mistakes. We've made purchasing mistakes. We've thought like we bought brand new TY stuff and we're like, oh, this is gonna be great. No.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah. And that's why we formed a Facebook group to do that, because we felt when we were at others, we felt like people were saying, you're stupid. Why would you ask that question? Have you Google image it? Well, a lot of people use you as a last resource. Not everybody, they want the quick answer.
Yeah.
So we did our own Facebook group to be like, hey, if you're 5 minutes, 5 years, 50 years into reselling, come on over. Let's hang out. Let's learn from each other.
So wait, what's your Facebook group?
Yes. What's the name of the Facebook group?
It's Resellers Refuge.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yep.
There's a palm tree, and there's Whatnot, Poshmark this way, and relaxation and getting the answer that you want right here.
Yep.
Type of approach.
Brag about what you're selling, share your show, ask questions. The only thing we don't do is it's not a selling feed, but promote yourself, ask questions.
Yeah.
We don't gatekeep.
I'm
There's no point.
selflessly promoting our podcast as well
Oh,
that
yeah.
we're going to be doing
Surprise.
Tell us about the new podcast.
Surprise!
Yeah.
Just what we need, right? Another reselling podcast.
you just
Is that what it's? That's not what it's called, though, right?
No, that's Jack's Treasures, right?
Yeah, I
That's
was gonna
Yeah.
say.
Yeah, that's whatnot. Yeah,
Ours
there's
is
one
we don't
podcast.
give a flip.
We don't give a flip, which a lot of times we don't. So July 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern.
And
So.
we are going to be co-hosting with West Virginia Panhandle Pickers and Gulf Coast Pickers.
Ooh.
And is this like on YouTube, whatnot? Like, where can we find this podcast?
Yeah, so it's going to be on YouTube right now.
It's already up, so you can go click
If you want to
subscribe.
subscribe, you can subscribe. Again, our initial launch is July 10th.
Mhm.
And we don't give a flip at YouTube, I guess.
Yeah.
I see you guys you followed me on Instagram today, and I had to ask the guy, everybody. I was like, "Who is this?" Because I didn't know.
That's perfect. You're a perfect opportunity for us.
Nice.
There you go.
That's
People that
awesome.
don't know who we are.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you guys are doing that. It's fun.
Just one-
hanging
one
out
more
and
after
asking
belt.
questions is just fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. So, but
Oh, yeah.
guys,
Hold up, real quick. My last question is, what about the shipping? That's all I want to.
what about the shipping?
That's great.
But
Yeah.
what about the shipping?
You guys, make sure to follow Rocket City Resellers on all their reselling adventures. We'll list everything down below. Make sure to follow them. Make sure to follow the podcast they're starting. Don't Give a Flip podcast, right?
We don't give a flip.
Don't give a flip.
We don't give a flip.
July 10th on YouTube.
Yes.
There we go. There we go. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another wonderful episode of This Week in Reselling. Anything else for the people? Amanda, Bob.
Just keep on grinding.
Yeah.
Don't give up.
Don't
Say
give
hi,
up.
say hi, Britt.
Hi.
Here.
Special
Here.
guest star.
I always
The
forget
best
what it
half.
Just got home. But yeah, my name is Ray.
I'm Kristen.
I'm Brendan.
I'm Joe.
That's
Amanda.
Bob.
Man, I'm Bob. And we'll catch you guys on the flip side. See y'all and God bless.
You can never point right.